Stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable.
The diegetic sound of the glass shattering blends with the non-diegetic sound of music. Like the outside tracking shot, this combines with the use of slow motion to create a shot that is disturbingly beautiful and engaging. By seeing the shot in this way, the significance of the moment is heightened. You are able to pick up on the details of the character's physicality, with his arms reaching forward trying to save himself. The camera tracks forward and then tilts down to show the height. The deep space created by the large depth of field conveys the long distance from the window to the pavement below. The badge falls into shot with the scene still in slow motion. The shallow depth of field draws the audience's attention to the object. By showing several close-ups of this object in the opening scene, it becomes more significant to the audience. The blood stain symbolises the violence and corruption that stains an apparent clean New World Order. As we see the character laying on the pavement, not moving, it is clear that he is dead. The blood surrounding him reflects the light, which betrays the horrific and gory nature of his death. As the camera zooms in on the badge, the music ends and we hear the diegetic sound of it hitting the ground, while the generic sounds of the city are heard for the first time. The sound of dripping blood is also heard as it surrounds the badge, and as the camera zooms right in on the badge, ending the scene how it began. The opening credits are accompanied by the non-diegetic sound of Bob Dylan's song, The Times They Are A-Changing. First released in 1965, it adds to the authenticity of the cultural and historical setting of the images that go with the credits, which span 35 years of historical events, from 1940 to the mid-1970s. The lyrics are also fitting, as we see what effects superheroes could have had on a world changing through the decades. By using an iconic, familiar song, the audience are immediately emotionally engaged. The title of the film is revealed as the camera tracks in on the superheroes, who are clearly identifiable because of their bright, coloured costumes. The font is like that of a comic book title, which connects the film with its genre, while the bright yellow and use of capitals stand out against the other muted colours in the shot. We see the date 1940 on the sign behind the people, which gives us the historical setting. The formation of the group and the positioning of the title is similar to that of a comic book cover, and suggests that they are the Watchmen. However, the banner behind deliberately contradicts this, which creates ambiguity in the audience's mind.
And keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin.
The shots are cut by slow fades to black, which separates them as individual events. Each shot appears like an old photograph, with the use of slow motion and zoom outs conveying a stillness, while shots being slightly overexposed and the use of flashes that light up certain scenes give photographic connotations. The cameras and photographers which appear in many of the shots are always at the edge of the frames, which conveys their voyeuristic nature.
Please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall, or he that gets hurt will be he who...
Here the shot parodies the Last Supper painting, which gives connotations of betrayal and an end of an era tone. The white suits and white vans signify a hospital environment. Because the character being taken away is struggling so much, there is the implication that he is being taken to a mental hospital. Here we see the two characters who were kissing in a previous shot. The red of the blood against white are the same colours from the shot before. This could signify brutality against innocence, with the white carrying connotations of clean and good.
Rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you can't lend your hand, for the times they are a-changing.
The two figures shaking hands has connotations of an alliance and friendship, with the building behind clearly identifiable as the White House. This gives a political setting. Here we see a shot recreation of the shooting of JFK. The American flags on the front of the convertible and the police bikes behind helps to establish this. As the camera pans round, it reveals the comedian holding the sniper gun. which implies that he is the killer. The cigar acts as a signifier to his identity. The change of background from the sunny green lawns to the dull brown fence symbolises the negative impact of this event. The child is in silhouette, which signifies his isolation from his parents, who are arguing.
Some writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin.
Directional lighting is used, coming from the policeman's torch, and this directs the audience's focus.
Now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changing.
The credits fade in at different places on the screen, with a bright identifiable yellow separating them from the scenes. They tend to remain static in relation to what's in the shot, but not static in the framing when the camera moves. The shot establishes two sides, as each group of people are on the edges of the frame, with space in between them, showing their disconnection. It is upsetting when the guns fire, as it has been established what's off shot. The white flower being blown apart has connotations of breaking the peace, and emphasises the fate of the protesters.
We'll soon shake your windows and rattle your walls.
Here is a cultural reference to Andy Warhol. The paintings of the superheroes have connotations of idealization. This medium shot is balanced with the astronaut on the right and the Earth and American flag on the left, which clarifies the narrative. We see the reflection of Dr. Manhattan on his helmet, man and superheroes working together. Flashing lights signify the presence of paparazzi, and is a reference to the phenomenon of celebrity. This is a well-known popular figure, which is emphasised by the large number of people behind him. His arms are folded together, which suggests power and control. The formation of the costumed figures posing in front of a camera is an echo of a previous shot in the credit sequence. However, apart from Dr. Manhattan, all the superheroes are wearing duller coloured outfits, which could be a metaphor for their fading power and control over the world and their lack of hope for the future. By showing real historical events and figures, it makes the audience believe more in the narrative and wonder what effect superheroes would have on our real world. Nixon obviously didn't win a third term, so this signifies that Watergate was covered up by the Watchmen. At the end, the audience are made aware of the violent and angry mood from the public against the Watchmen, as signified by the explosion which covers the screen in the fire.